Hi, I wanted to tell you that I just came up with a funky little name for our homework. We're going to call it Final Friday. So, Final Friday will be when you submit your final artwork on your process page through Schoology. So, you may remember by Wednesday, I wanted you to have your two images. One would be your line drawing composition, and then the next one is just your first layer of adding media and technique. And I want to point out that I added a lot of different medias because you can mix them around. It really doesn't matter. It's how you're manipulating the techniques to show contrast. And if you really squint your eyes, you almost can't see where my pencil line is anymore because I've replaced those pencil lines with dark, light, or medium values. Get so many things on, I can't keep track of them. Anyway, this is a dark, and it makes the edge of those two shapes, or it was divided by a pencil line, and now I've divided it by an area of value. So that's how I want to start thinking about it. Up here, I started to add a little Zentangle pattern design, and I started to fill in some of the area with a complete blackout of color, or value, I should say. Value, value, value. Here I did some cross hatching. Here I did some stippling. Up here I did some shading. So I really combined a lot of techniques to bring contrast and to place my values so that I was making definition between one area to another, not relying so much on my pencil. Here you can still see the pencil line. And I did that so I could, not completely overwork it, but, I did a lot of my first layer doing that. So on Final Friday, you get to add another color, but you're doing basically the same process. You're adding technique, you're adding different values of that second color. You're adding dark, medium, and light, which are values, no matter what. So I decided to work with the color orange. I had my choice, didn't I? But as you can see, I placed light orange, darker orange, all different values of the same color. And I didn't cover up every single white area. I still left some of the page white because white is the lightest value that I can actually have. I used some watercolor technique here. I used some marker technique there. And I just started to think about, where I wanted to add some more contrast and where I wanted to consider how to place a second color. Up here you can see I even kind of overlapped what was existing. And that almost made like mixing because that's called overlay. But anyway, for Final Friday, you'll take that Google Doc that you had before with your line drawing, your first layer, and you're going to insert your final work. So you don't really have to do the whole document over. You're just going to add your final work as another image, number 3. Okay? So that should be great. And that's going to be the routine. All right, I hope that makes sense, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Have a great weekend.